Cost-benefit analysis, the simple tool behind big decisions. Imagine the government wants to build a new airport. The project could create thousands of jobs, boost trade, and improve transportation. But it could also cost billions of dollars, displace communities, and damage the environment. So how do we decide whether the airport should be built? This is where cost-benefit analysis comes in. Cost-benefit analysis is one of the most powerful tools economists use to answer a simple but important question: do the benefits of a decision outweigh its costs? Every day, individuals, businesses, and governments make choices. Should a business open a new branch? Should a government build a railway? Should a country invest in a new power plant? Resources are limited, but human wants are unlimited. This means every decision involves a choice, and every choice has an opportunity cost. Cost-benefit analysis helps decision-makers compare the total expected benefits of a project with the total expected costs. The basic idea is simple: if benefits are greater than costs, the project may be worthwhile. But if costs are greater than benefits, the project may not be the best use of scarce resources. How does it work? Let's take a simple example. Imagine a government is considering building a new public hospital. The first step is to identify the costs. These could include the cost of buying land, construction costs, wages for doctors and nurses, medical equipment, maintenance expenses, and even environmental or social costs. Next, identify the benefits. These might include better healthcare, fewer deaths, increased life expectancy, more employment, improved productivity, and greater economic welfare. The decision-maker then attempts to place a monetary value on these costs and benefits. Compare total benefits with total costs. If the total benefits are estimated at $500 million, while the total costs are $300 million, the project appears to generate a net benefit of $200 million. That sounds like an easy decision. But in the real world, things are not that simple. The problem of time. A major challenge is that costs and benefits often occur at different points in time. For example, a government may spend billions today building a railway. But the benefits, such as reduced travel time, increased trade, and higher productivity, may continue for the next 30 years. So, can we simply compare today's costs with benefits received decades later? Not really. This is why economists use discounting. Discounting recognizes that money received today is generally considered more valuable than the same amount received in the future. Why? Because money today can be invested, and the future is uncertain. A benefit of $1 million received today is not necessarily equal in value to $1 million received 20 years from now. The hidden costs. But what is the cost of destroying trees? What is the value of lost wildlife? What about increased pollution? These are known as external costs. They affect third parties who may not be directly involved in the decision. Similarly, a project can create external benefits. For example, education benefits the individual receiving it, but it may also benefit society through a more skilled workforce, higher productivity, and lower crime. Cost-benefit analysis attempts to include these wider social effects. However, putting a precise monetary value on clean air, human life, or environmental protection is extremely difficult. A real-life decision. Consider a proposed dam. The costs could include construction, land acquisition, relocation of households, environmental damage, and maintenance. The benefits could include electricity generation, flood prevention, irrigation, employment, and increased economic activity. A government may calculate the net social benefit by comparing all the estimated benefits with all the estimated costs. If the benefits exceed the costs, the project may be approved. But there is an important warning. Cost-benefit analysis does not make decisions automatically. It provides information to help decision-makers make better choices. So, what are the advantages of cost-benefit analysis? First, it encourages rational decision-making. Instead of relying entirely on emotions or political pressure, decision-makers can compare expected costs and benefits. Second, it helps allocate scarce resources. Governments have limited budgets. Cost-benefit analysis can help determine which projects are likely to generate the greatest overall benefit. Third, it considers wider social effects. A good analysis does not look only at private costs and private benefits. It also attempts to consider externalities. Finally, it allows different projects to be compared. For example, should a government invest in a new hospital, a railway, or a school? Cost-benefit analysis can help compare the expected social returns from each option. Limitations. Cost-benefit analysis is not perfect. The first problem is measurement. How much is a human life worth? How much is a clean river worth? How much should we value happiness, safety, or biodiversity? These questions are extremely difficult to answer. The second problem is uncertainty. Forecasts can be wrong. A project expected to cost $1 billion may eventually cost $3 billion. A project expected to create thousands of jobs may create fewer jobs. The third problem is distribution. A project may produce a large overall benefit but still create winners and losers. For example, a new highway may benefit millions of commuters while forcing a smaller community to relocate. So, even if total benefits exceed total costs, the question remains, who receives the benefits, and who pays the costs? The fourth problem is bias. The people conducting the analysis may have political, financial, or personal interests. If the estimated benefits are exaggerated or the costs are underestimated, the final decision can be misleading. Cost-benefit analysis is not about finding a perfect answer. In many economic decisions, a perfect answer does not exist. Instead, it provides a structured way to think. It asks us to look beyond the obvious. Beyond the construction cost. Beyond the immediate profit. Beyond the political headlines. It forces us to ask, what are the total costs? What are the total benefits? Who gains? Who loses? What happens in the future? And most importantly, is this the best use of scarce resources? Conclusion. The next time you hear that a government is planning a new railway, airport, dam, or infrastructure project, remember this: behind the decision is often a battle between costs and benefits. Cost-benefit analysis helps economists and decision-makers compare those competing effects. But it also reminds us that not everything valuable can easily be measured in money. Because sometimes, the biggest costs are hidden. And sometimes, the greatest benefits are impossible to put on a price tag. So the real question is not simply, how much will it cost? The real question is what we gain worth what we give up?